Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm at the UK Games Expo 2019, and today I'm joined by
Steve, Mark.
And we just finished playing Letter Jam, which is a little bit like a cross between Hanabi and Scrabble. You're trying to make words out of the letters in front of you, and there's one that everyone else can see, but you can't see your own letters. So if I look around, you can see Steve's got a bunch of letters here. In fact, his D should be face down. He's not supposed to see that. But this N, he can't see it, so he doesn't know what it is. So you can see each player has kind of one letter face up. Out of a possible, you can see I've got 5 cards, but there's always one of them. You kind of cycle through. So to start with, this is face up. Then once you think you know what it is, this one goes face up. So how do you work out what the letters are? Well, you give clues. You can also use this like as a wild in the middle. These are the available clues. You can take one of these off when you use the clue. And in fact, we're playing with a few more players, so there are other letters potentially available. And there's always like a communal letter as well that's available. So does anyone got any clues?
Yeah, I've got a 6-letter word that helps 3 people.
So what Steve means is looking around, he can't see his own letter, but looking at all the other letters, including mine, he can make a 6-letter word, possibly looking at the wild as well. And it helps 3 people. You can't say which 3, but he can say it's 3 people. So me and Mark are like, yeah, that's good, I guess. If we've got nothing better, then Steve gives his clue. And the way he does that is, that means the first letter is wild, so we don't know what the first letter is. The second letter is an O. The third letter is an F. Oh, and the fourth letter is an F. You can use letters twice. And the last 2 letters, are mine. Well, that's quite handy. So then what you do is you have this little sheet, which looks more complicated than it is. In fact, we've already played this clue. This is one of our last clues. So because the first letter is C, in fact, I didn't know what the first letter was. But you see the third and the fourth letters are the Fs, and then the last 2 letters are mine, and you just kind of put an underscore here for these 2 here. So I'm trying to think what word here, with my possible letter, could I possibly spell? Oh, I think it might be coffee. And so that tells me that my letter must be an E, because it's like a double E. And then you write, I've been writing what I think my letters are here to try and guess them. So I think this is an E, and I put that there. So this would kind of go down, and you'd pick up another letter. Incidentally, if you finish all your letters, you kind of grab a blind one from the pile that can be quite helpful. But then you keep going around giving clues until you run out of clues, and at the end, you're trying to rearrange your letters that you've got in front of you to spell a word. They will always spell one word. You can change the difficulty of the game by playing with like 5 letters or 6 letters or 7 letters if you're really confident. But essentially, you're trying to, by using the clues each time, work out what letters you've got, and then at the end, use them to spell a word. Everyone tries to spell a word, and the more words you kind of successfully spell, the better you do. What do you think?
I think this is fantastic. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think if you like the Hanabi and the cooperative aspect of Hanabi without having like systems of engagement, it's just spelling words. And you can't just spell the first word you see. Well, brilliant. I can see the word card, so I'm going to say I can see a 4-letter word that helps 4 people. That might sound brilliant, but if I spell card, the person with the C might think, is it hard or yard or whatever? And then the person with the A might think, is it card or cord or whatever, different possible combinations of those things. And you're not really helping anyone out. So you're trying to get longer words and using the wildcard here. So in this particular case, the coffee word, well, it probably helps all 3 people. This person can see blank, blank, FFEE. Well, there are very few words in the English language that end FFEE. As you can see from Jonathan's point of view, he got the E because there are very few words that end in FF blank blank where the blanks are the same. And the person with the F is probably, well, I'm the only person with any consonants there. What word ends in double E that is preceded by a double one of my letters? So, maybe toffee or coffee or something like that. So there are very few combinations the longer the words get, and that gives you kind of the scope. But the person who's the best at giving those really long, really elegant words, if they continually give those clues out, they're not going to get any information about the cards in the hand. So I think over the course of the game, there's 2 of us gave out 2 or 3 clues early on, and we were the last to finish in terms of getting our words. In fact, I didn't get my word right because I gave so many clues out that when people were giving me clues back, I wasn't getting any kind of link. People constantly giving me wildcards and my letter in short words, which meant I'm kind of guessing as to what they're. There's a really interesting mechanism when it gets to the end. So Mark got to the end. He's got all his 5 letters sorted, and he's getting blank ones off the top. And what you can do with blank ones off the top is they can be used to contribute, but if Mark can guess what this letter is at the end, it goes into the middle as another communal letter we can keep using. And a communal C is better and worse than a communal blank, but a communal C means if someone wants to use that C, we've got more scope. And it got to the point that Mark got it wrong, but he got it wrong in such a way that, the reason that Mark's guessed an N might mean that my letter that I didn't know is a T, and or a D, I can't remember exactly what the combination was, but Mark's guess helped me identify my letter that I was struggling to get because we were running out of time in the game. So there's some really nice, clever, deep thinking, he said this, which means he saw this, which means I've got that, which you do get in an Arby and you do get with some of these hidden word games, but it's done in word form. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's a very deep, very intelligently designed game. It's going to be another one of those, in my opinion, classic word games. It is very, very, very good. I will say, I don't think it's everybody. I did enjoy it, but I think for some people, this just isn't going to be their sort of thing. Some people are going to be maybe feel inadequate. I think because it is a word-based game, and that's just not everybody's forte. And ultimately, it's in the game. I feel like the stupid one of the bunch. But for me, I did all right. I wasn't great. I wasn't terrible. You can adjust the difficulty in it by adjusting the number of letters people get in the starting words. But ultimately, if you've never played it before, you're not really going to know how you compete alongside the rest of the group. I mean, Jonathan went on a really big 7-letter clue. And I was like, I have no idea what word this is.
But you didn't need to know.
No.
When you guessed your M, it told me what my letter was, which was really good. And I think, although you can scale the difficulty, you can scale the difficulty to the player. So, he's good at word games. Give him 6 letters. That little lad's only 10 years old. Give him 4 letters. He's got the whole game to work out those 4. He can still give clues to other people. In fact, the clues that matter. You've always got 6 letters visible. Or 5 letters
but
visible.
also about Mike Strong going, I can't work out any clues. As in, by the nature of being a word game, it's only going to suit some people. It's not going to be for everybody. But there's been a few word games out, obviously the code stuff, which are very different styles of word games to this. This is building words and more Scrabble than guessing words and joining them together. So, I think it will hold up very well against those other sort of word games.
Rating?
I would give it a 7.5 for me.
I want to play it again, but I think I'm going to go 9.5.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I think Mark's right. It has the Scrabble, you're just trying to make words with letters. But unlike any other game like that, it's cooperative. You do have cooperative word games like Codenames, but this one, that sort of Scrabble style, you're trying to build a word out of letters. I can't think of any other game like that is cooperative. And so the downside to that is, if you have one player, like Mark says, who just isn't very good at making words out of letters, you're all going to struggle a lot and they're going to feel pretty bad. But as long as everyone playing the game enjoys trying to make words out of letters, it's fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I do like the whole making words thing, but the fact that you're all trying to work together with other people, it's like I've got a 5-letter word that helps 3 of you, and then someone else says, I've got a 4-letter word, but it helps 4 of you. So, maybe that's better. And you're trying to use as many letters as you can, but you can't give too much information. You're trying to think, is this going to be a better clue? Is it not going to be a better clue? Just really, really nice. I mean, I love Hanabi anyway, and it gives me that kind of feel, sort of, but combined with the trying to make the words, I thought it was great as well. I would be on an 8.5 out of 10. Right, thanks very much for watching. That was Letter Jam.